asking us to trust the government. They've been known
Yeah.
for, that was their biggest thing. They go, look at what they did with smallpox blankets. They actually told people to hand them out, and that was obviously a huge issue. And if you were,
But you also gotta look at what the government did with polio. I mean,
that's
we
true.
it's not just the government. It's like um you know um it's pharmaceutical companies that are working to
Well, that's even
eradicate.
worse. That they brought that up too. That's the hard part. Is like no one, no one. And I.
Without pharma, like how would you treat cancer? You know,
Yeah, but they
like
also
without
pushed
big
the
pharma.
opioids, and we definitely went through that for about a decade. I mean, especially here in Alaska.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I see your point. But I don't know. Are you gonna get vaccinated? Just curious.
Probably not. You know, it's not. I'm not even worried about what's in it. It's just, if they said this will, if they came out and said this will not be permanent, I would say let's do it. Let's do it. But
Hmm.
my worry is that it will become a permanent, thing that, and I think it's just gonna be a way for them to make money, and I don't
Have
know.
you received other vaccines in your
Yeah. Oh
lifetime?
yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. But they weren't
So,
continuous. Like I don't mind having a
yeah. Well,
vaccine for one or two things, but if it became mandatory, that's what it feels like. It's like it's never going to end. First they said, oh, we just have to get the vaccine. Now they're saying the vaccine only lasts 6 months. Now they're saying that you have to get the jab. The booster shot every 6 months, and it's just like,
I mean, if
okay,
everybody got vaccinated, like right now, like when vaccines are available, this pandemic would be over.
well, yeah,
But
but
I,
yeah, but they range between 60 and 90% effective, so it doesn't even mean that it would be completely gone.
I think most of them are actually more than 90% effective. But if you get herd immunity, then it's there goes
Well,
COVID.
how about this? I'd make a deal. This obviously will never happen, but I would make a deal. If everyone get vaccinated and we made it mandatory all across the board, that if they didn't let it go, that all the businesses and corporations and obedient people would actually take a line somewhere. Like my issue is that people have to draw a line somewhere, and I think that a lot of people that are getting rowdy from from your workplace, that's a little bit too
Yeah.
far. But if people said, this is our line, we're going to let you guys do this, we're going to try hit
Hmm.
herd immunity. If that doesn't work, we're dropping it.
Hmm.
But I don't have much faith that any corporations are really going to. They don't,
No, I'm listening to what you're saying. I'll pass that consensus along for sure.
like
No, I
if
will.
they, I mean, that would be
So
awesome. Any business that said, hey, we're going to try this, but if this starts feeling, if our instincts start to feel that this is not going away, it's not effective, then we're dropping it. That will make
okay.
sure that this will never be mandatory, that this will not be permanent. That would be different, but I don't really hear that from anyone. I hear that from a lot. That's a lot of people's arguments that they're worried it's going to be permanent, but then everyone seems to
Hmm.
address like a straw man argument. They go and try to find like these extreme conspiracy theorists, and they go, they're worried that this isn't the vaccine or there's microchips. It's like, no, that's not the debate. The debate's actually that we're worried that this is a permanent thing that's going to happen in our lives.
Yeah. No, I can understand why that would be upsetting to somebody. Yeah. I don't. Um. I mean, nobody wants this pandemic to go on forever.
No, no,
And um.
but I mean,
So
but at the same
and
time,
nobody wants to be told what to do forever as well. But it's one of those things. It's like a lot of colleges are starting to require. Over the summer, we're going to be hearing a lot of colleges requiring students, and it's just like a public. It just comes back to public health. Like
does it though? If
I,
in 5 years we're still
it
doing
does.
this, would you
Yeah.
say I'm done? I'm gonna drop all this. I'm gonna fight against it. Would you do that? Probably not.
Um. I don't know. And I don't know. I don't want to tell your friends what decision to make and stuff, but
Well, no. I mean,
it's it's
if
ultimately up to them.
so in the
But
beginning of this, when we were all having to wear our masks and stuff, I said, fine, fine, well, I'll wear the mask. I said, but where I draw my line in the sand is if they start making it mandatory and that no one says that this won't be permanent. And everyone goes, "You're crazy. They would no business would make it mandatory. That's impossible." Everyone was like that. Now, people are going, "Wait a minute, wait a minute." So I understand. Most people understand the whole coronavirus thing. If businesses actually step forward and said, "Hey, we're going to try this for now, but if it's obvious that this is becoming a permanent thing, we're not going to do that." I mean, I guarantee that in 6
Yeah.
months you guys will have a vaccine passport system installed. My works already has the QR code
Well,
scanner, and for no reason.
yeah.
I asked my
I'll pass
boss,
that along.
"Well, but are you guys going to do the vaccine
Yeah.
passport?"
Can't say anything definitively right now. I mean, I'm not, you know, I can't, I'm not, I can't,
But why
see
wouldn't
into
you?
the future necessarily, but
I mean, they're rolling it
what's
out.
that?
But why wouldn't you, as a company,
The
yeah,
vaccine
why wouldn't you use a
passport?
vaccine? It's have a little QR scanner,
Yeah.
and it takes your information, and it's the exact same setup.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I appreciate the call and the conversation. So,
Well, how about this? We'll end it with one thing. What's your line in the sand? Like, when would you say it's enough?
um, in terms of like the vaccine mandate,
Not even just everything, all in general. You know, the lockdowns, the masks, the vaccine mandates. I mean, just everything. When would it be enough for you? When would you say, you know what, I'm done? We're not.
me personally, I mean, I guess maybe speak on behalf of the company or
No,
myself
probably
personally.
yourself
Two
personally.
two very different.
Yeah, for yourself personally.
I mean, I would like to see this pandemic over. I
And
keep
what if all businesses were starting to adopt the vaccine passport? And I mean, and that's already starting to happen. California, Hawaii, and New York just started adopting it, and Hawaii's rolling theirs out May 1st. California, Orange County just started theirs a couple days ago. New York is rolling theirs out. It's for restaurants, venues, sporting events. That's not a
yeah.
This isn't temporary. Come on, this
I
is
don't think
not.
it's temporary. I don't think
Wait,
that
wait,
those
wait. You actually think they
people
would
would have.
install massive systems, QR systems, all across the country? Israel actually rolled it out first. You can't even go into a restaurant or a shop without a vaccine passport. Then, if they said, "Hey, this is just
Yeah,
for,"
and they actually have like herd immunity now too, and they're not,
and they're not,
they don't have to wear
yeah,
masks
no,
and
but
stuff.
you're right.
So,
But they haven't removed any of the vaccine passport stuff,
I mean,
right?
maybe they will. You never know. But
But wait,
um,
but would that be your line in the sand, or is there no line in the sand?
I haven't thought about that before, so I'm not going to answer. But
But everyone should have a line
I,
in the sand. Otherwise, that means you're just obedient.
I'm just a what?
Obedient.
No, not necessarily, but I do believe in science and I do care about public health. There's a lot of things that I wouldn't do, but I do care about not getting other people sick with potentially fatal illness. If this were Ebola, people would be singing a lot different tune. Their
And
values.
I actually I understand all your points, and I'm just mostly speaking arguments that you're probably going to have to face coming in the future.
No, I appreciate. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I will pass along kind
And
of the
I mean,
thought on
what would you
the
do?
line in the sand because that's
Yeah,
what would I do?
yeah. What would you do if the business started hurting because people were boycotting it?
I um
Because there's
I mean,
talks of boycott.
people have a right to vote with their feet, and at the end of the day, our values are our values everywhere, and um, we are very resilient people. Our company is resilient. We'll survive.
But I do think that this will be a permanent aspect. 5 years from now, maybe you'll look
Yeah.
back and go, okay, and not, and I don't even care what's in the vaccine. If the vaccine could make me live an extra 50 years, I still wouldn't want it mandated. You know what I mean? Like it would be like
Yeah, I
mandating
hear you. I
vitamins.
I hear where you're coming from.
Well,
Yeah.
and real
I
quick,
appreciate the call.
should we wear
It
masks
was
for the rest of our lives? Because it has
I hope not.
but why not? Because it's actually taken the common flu and saved over, what is it, 45,000 lives, because 45,000 people die on average between 30 and 60,000 a year with the common cold.
I mean, the flu really sucks. I've had the flu,
No,
and
no,
it's
no.
really
But
made
they
me
said
sick
that the
before.
mask actually dropped it down to almost zero. CDC has come out and said that we could save
That's
60,000
actually a really
lives.
good point.
But why wouldn't we
That's
do?
actually a really, really good point.
So why shouldn't we wear masks for the rest of our
I
lives?
don't know. I'm not a bioethicist,
No, 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 no. This is
but
philosophical. No, no. But the thing is, why shouldn't we? Because in 10 years, we would save more. We would save 600,000 lives if we wore masks every single year round.
It's a really good question.
I mean, honestly, if by using all the arguments that you've stated, there's absolutely no. Your arguments prove that we should be wearing masks forever to save lives, right?
I'm not going to come out and say that we have to wear masks for
No, no, no.
rest
And
of our lives.
I don't mean to corner
I
you
mean,
on that,
yeah, I mean,
but why shouldn't we?
you know, like
But by that
people
logic,
in people in you know, Southeast Asian countries, like they wear masks a lot.
if they're sick, I've done
Yeah,
a lot of traveling. If they're sick, they
it's,
wear. It's been,
yeah.
yeah, not the
So,
general public.
but no, it's a valid question. I don't know the answer to it.
But why shouldn't we?
Why shouldn't they? I'm not saying they shouldn't.
But so
I
would you
wouldn't
live in
want
a
to wear a
world?
mask for the rest of my life.
Would you wear a mask for the rest of your life if you could save 60,000 Americans every year?
Yeah, if me alone could save 60,000
Well, no.
Americans,
If
yeah.
they could
I
mandate
don't
it,
know.
they could mandate the mask, and businesses could keep mandating it to keep people safe. And the number is actually pretty big. 60,000 over over 20 years is 1.2 million people that we would save. There's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't wear masks for the rest of our lives. And if you advocate for not having wearing a mask, then you're not listening to science.
Hmm.
I mean,
It is
would
a
that be
very interesting point.
how about that? How about this? Will that can that be your line in the sand?
I'm not going to definitively define a line against that. But
Come on.
hey, I have to get on to another meeting at 4, but I appreciate you calling
Was this fun?
and
Come on. You have to admit, it was pretty
all
fun.
right, all right, have a good one.